Hello everybody, welcome to the Drunk Knitter Podcast. I am your host Sophia and welcome. I am filming on a Sunday, that's weird, but I couldn't drop a podcast on Friday because I was sick and now I'm feeling better, so now I can at least give it to you Sunday night, Monday morning, and it'll be a great time, so welcome. As you can see, I am facing a completely different direction, so if you see that my glasses are got a glare or something, I'm sorry, I need them on or else I wouldn't be able to see y'all. I wouldn't be able to see the viewfinder or whatever. So yeah, that's why. So welcome to the show. How's everyone's weekend going? I haven't been feeling well, so we've been watching like shows like all weekend. Like from Friday to Saturday, I watched Call the Midwife. Like I literally stopped work early and I was just like, that's it? Time to Call the Midwife. That's on Netflix. It's a good show. It's a really good chick flick. It's like a modern day soap opera. It's so good. It's a good show. So I watched Call the Midwife, and then when my husband got home, he got tired of that because it's just girls delivering babies like for an hour each show, and they do like full on like birth shots. And he was done. So then we just watched The Wire, which is a show that we both agree that we love. So anyway, how was your weekend? Was it good? I want to sit cross-legged because it's more cozy. Yeah. Got any plans? Got any like yarn festivals? I saw there's quite a few of them happening. But anyway, let's get on with the show. So today I am just going to talk about, so you want to be a knitwear designer. Welcome to the club. Whenever I tell people what I do for a living, they're like, tell me more. Like they're like, how? And well, it was a long ways to get from A to Z, okay? Because like I feel like I had a million jobs. I worked in a modeling agency, not as a model, okay? I was never that thin. I did so much things. I was a fashion journalist because I did go to school for fashion. Then I became a preschool teacher. I almost did political journalism in DC. And I just, all those things were things that I enjoyed and I loved, but they were all just so exhausting to me. Like it just was not fun. It was just work. You know what I mean? Like I was able to do it. I was able to excel in it, but it was just work. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like you just put in your hours and you come home and you only wish the weekend was longer. You know what I mean? And it's like you're pretty much just on a cycle where you work for the weekend. And that was me for my entire adult life until this year when I decided to go like, you know what? I saved up quite a bit being a teacher. I tried that. I tried all these different jobs. Let me try going in for myself. And I just decided to sell patterns on Ravelry, and then it just grew from there. And though that sounds pretty simple, a lot went into it. And so we're just going to talk about that today. So tip number one, when you first decide to become a pattern designer full-time, you have to realize that you got to put in the hours, okay? Like I put in more hours than I did as a teacher, and I was working 12-hour shifts with an hour lunch every single day. I worked through my lunch usually, hour commute both ways, and it was hard, and I put in all that time and hours and effort. Working for yourself, okay, most days I wake up working and I go to bed working. There have been times where I've woken up at 3 a.m. to do something, to email someone across the pond, to like update something so that way when y'all wake up you see it. Like there's like little things like that you have to do and accomplish. So yes, I do put in hours, and I put in a lot of hours, and that's kind of the hardest part of being a knitwear designer, is that it's not just writing up patterns and putting it on Ravelry. If you just wrote up patterns and put it on Ravelry, it's pretty much like a 1 in a million shot that anyone would really see it. Like there's so many patterns out there. Even if your design is beautiful, even if your pictures are beautiful, there's so much on Ravelry nowadays, which is great. It's amazing that we have this database now. It's just like if you want to do this for a living, you got to do way more than that. Like, it's a lot. So hello, social media, you know, and websites and groups and emailing. And so you really have to put in that time and effort to make it grow. And that's just what I did. And I constantly worked. In fact, this was the first week in a long time where I barely worked. And that was only because I was too sick to even knit. You know, I was just like really nauseous. I mean, hello. So got my C-bands on. So that was the first weekend since I started doing this last summer. So August is when I started. It's when I released my Joy shawl. Since August, I've only taken 1.5 days off. Because I still work Friday morning and I'm still working now. But, you know, it doesn't really feel like work, but you're still putting in that effort. You know, you're still doing stuff. And from August to now, and now it's what? It's April, March. What month we in? I think it's March, almost April. And you know what? I am still working, you know, without a weekend. And you might think, oh my gosh, you could burn out. But the thing is, I absolutely love what I do. I love knitting for a living. I always had a knitting room because I always hoped that one day this could be my office. And it is. So to me, it doesn't feel like work. You know, it doesn't feel like I'm just punching in hours and waiting for the weekend, you know. It's my weekend 24/7. So if you already think of it like that, then you're going to be okay with putting in the hours. But if it's something that you want to do, like, okay, I just want to work, I just want to release a pattern and that's it, it's going to be fairly difficult. Now, I know of people that got like viral overnight because, you know, their pattern was just so cool or it just fit the current zeitgeist so well that they were able to make it grow like that overnight. But the problem with that is that that's not how it works for everybody, okay? You know what I mean? Like, that's just not how it goes. Sorry if you hear buzzing, that's my bathroom fan. And if you hear scratching, that's my dog trying to get in. I closed all the pets out today because it's Sunday. My husband's home walking about. Girl. So I have my office closed. There's no cats or dogs. I'm sorry. I miss them too. Usually I got someone trying to eat my waffle and another one trying to sniff my hair. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so like you have to be okay with putting in those hours. You have to feel like, you know what, this don't feel like a job. And I'm okay with working from 9 a.m. to midnight. You know, you might not be constantly working, but as long as you got your phone near you, okay, as long as that phone is with you, trust and believe when you're a business owner and you got your business phone on you, all right, you're gonna be working. It's hard because it's like your baby. I like to tell people, you know, I don't have kids. I want kids, but, you know, I don't have kids. But I have a puppy and a business. And that gives me enough to do. You know, in the meantime. But that's just how it is. The time. It's a lot of time. I don't know what that look was. Another thing you have to look into is the money, okay? Against popular beliefs, we are not rolling in dough, okay, us knitwear designers, unless you're like really big, been doing it for 10 plus years, have a team, you know, like this is, you've been in the business. Like a knitting pattern is $6, okay? So we are not rolling in the dough. My office is the size of a walk-in closet. But for me, it's not about money. It's about loving what I do. It's about being happy and have a fulfilling life. Sorry, my bunny is shedding still. Like, she's not shedding, but she shedded when I did laundry last week. And it gets in the air. And now it's stuck on my clothes. Even though they're clean. And I just put them on. Anyway. Being a knitwear designer, it's really hard to sustain just off of knitwear design. Some people are able to do it. Some people can't. You know, it depends on how many patterns you have out to date, how many of them are still relevant in fashions and timeless and things like that. It depends on your social media standing, how that going. It's so many things it depends on. So you really have to realize that you should really have a bit of a game plan. Like for me, I design quite a bit. I do contract work designing too, which means that I will design for a company. What else do? I do my podcasts. I have my classes on knitwear design because I am a teacher. I went to school for that. I still gotta teach. Like, it's a big part of me. So yeah, I have quite a few revenues of passive income, as they call it, that helps me survive. And I'm still not like going on vacation and flaunting. Like, you see these girls who sell classes on Instagram. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They're in, like, I don't know, like Bali, like kicking it back with a margarita, you know, poolside. Like, that's not me. Like, that's not usually how it goes with us. I mean, as far as I know, the people I know, we're all normal people, and we're just working like a not so normal job. But it is enough where we can live off of, and, you know, we can not struggle or anything like that. And mind you, as a teacher, I never made a lot. Like, I want to say how much I make, but like, that might make my husband a little uncomfortable, but I didn't make a lot. So that's all I'm going to say out of respect for my family. I didn't make a ton, and I was okay with that because I love teaching. The same with knitwear design. I do not make a ton, but I love it. I can't get away from it. And I'm at the point where I can survive and help support my family, my husband, my pets, and my business. And the money side of it can get a little iffy. I'm not sure. See, I get paid through Ravelry, and Ravelry connects to my PayPal. And I'm not sure what Ravelry, if you can set up a method where they take out your taxes for you. So right now we're doing our taxes manually, and my husband does all of that. He has a system of doing that, and he's good at it. Me, I'm a creative soul that likes math enough where I'm okay to create some patterns here and there, but I am not doing financial spreadsheets. My brother is a financial advisor, and, you know, he's my brother, so I can ask him for financial advice about accounts and things like that. Oh, I'm getting out of breath. But when it comes to money and taxes, just be sure that you are keeping some money aside for taxes. When you're independent in your contract, you don't work for a company, I believe you have to actually report your taxes quarterly instead of yearly. This might seem like a lot of work to you, but it makes sense because then at the end of the year, you don't have to come up with a lump sum if you weren't, you know, say if you just started making money in the middle of the year, which means that in the beginning of the year, when you had a little bit of money trickling in, you probably weren't, you know, putting some aside for taxes. You're like, oh man, I'm just making like $6 every 3 days. You know what I mean? Selling a pattern on Ravelry. And all of a sudden, in April, you're like finally able to live off it. But now you made enough where you have to report it. You have to report to the IRS or taxes. I don't know. Okay, college was a long time ago. But you know what I'm trying to say. So like, you want to make sure that you're recording it even in the early stages, not just for taxes. Think of it as a way to help you to make sure that you know how much money is coming in and out, and that you know how much you're spending and things like that. But if you do happen to get to make enough where you have to report it, then you already have all that information saved. Now, I started doing that automatically through PayPal. Everything goes through PayPal. When you buy anything from my website, you buy anything from Ravelry, it's all filtered in through PayPal. What that means is that PayPal saves every single transaction I've ever did. I think they might even put it in a spreadsheet for you. You know, if you like do a certain kind of like Ravelry, you can make a spreadsheet with Ravelry. You can even do it with PayPal, I think. Out of breath. And so anyway, that's what I did when I was smaller. And then as I grew and grew and grew, and I realized, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to like start saving this ASAP. I already had that foundation where everything was going through PayPal. You can easily connect your Ravelry through PayPal. In fact, I think you have to sell in Ravelry. And then if you have a website like me, and if you sell classes or your patterns, then if you have a reputable web browser, web hosting service, or a reputable company that you're using to help build your website, then you can also connect those payments through PayPal as well. And that's great, because then if you're a smaller company and you're not sure, hey, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it big by April, then at least, you got this safety net, and you don't have to worry like, oh my goodness, like, how much money did I make? How much do I owe in taxes and this and that? Because that can be really stressful. I was very stressed out doing that before. Another thing I do with money also is that I also buy any business expense using my PayPal account. I do everything online. I buy everything online, so like, heck, even down to like my coffee mugs, that's part of my business, because it's part of like me, like my persona, like, like I, things like that. Like, I'll buy that for like my office or my business, and I buy it on my business account. So that way I can easily, like track how much I'm putting back into my business. And, now what I'm doing, this is something I didn't know, so y'all pay attention, this is really good. Okay, PayPal now, they have business debit cards, which they probably had forever, I didn't know. And what that means is that it's not a credit card, it's debit. So you can actually withdraw, you can actually use it to buy things in brick and mortar stores, and the money comes out of your PayPal balance. So before, I was buying everything on my credit card my debit card. I don't have a credit card because credit's overrated. Just kidding. I'm broke. But I was buying it on my debit card, and then I'll write it down and manually put it in to my spreadsheets. Now it's already set. Now you can get a debit card and you can spend it. It's already in your PayPal sheet, and then you can just transfer it over into your master spreadsheet for your taxes. And if you want to see what these spreadsheets can look like, how to make them, what to do, I am not the person to ask, but Jake is. You have to ask Jake. So if you want to know how that nitty-gritty, boring math looks like, Jake can easily do a quick webinar on it on YouTube for free. It'll be free because he's not a professional, but it's good to know. So if you want to know, sound off in the comments, seriously, and I will get his butt on my computer and do that webinar. Okay? All right. Let's get on with it some more. But wait, there's more. Hey you, did you see this bag yet? It's by Awesome Granny. Yeah, that's by Awesome Granny. I'll make sure I got it right, because sometimes my memory is like, bleh. I love this bag. And look what I got in it. Okay, I fit so many of my blanket squares in here. Look at all my squares I dropped off. Oh, that's upside down. Yes, I changed my design for my queen size blanket. Look, this one's already woven in. Look how nice that looks. So I put all my mitered squares together, and then I am crocheting an edge around them. And I grouped them together by color, so all the green main color ones, all the yellow main color ones, and then I actually crocheted a border. So that way when I sew them together, they're all a little bit cohesive. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And this is not a pattern, okay? I just used Stacy's Very Pink Knits video on how to make a mitered square. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's not mine, okay? I'm not spons. Hashtag not spons. But it's just a really good review. Her knitting videos are amazing. I bet you already know who she is. But it's just really, 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 really helpful when you're trying to make a mitered square for the first time. And then using hers, I just made my own I changed her design a little bit. And then I just made all 4 of them. Oh, y'all, in case you don't know what a miter square is, they start off looking like this. And then you can sew them together any which way. And see, I got like a cute little bullseye just from starting from one square. Hello? Okay. So anyway, y'all, that's about time and money. Next time, I am going to go deeper into pattern design and things like that. If you want to hear more about pattern designing, knitwear designing, I do have classes being released. As soon as this video is up, those classes will be up as well on my website, and they will go through the process on showing you how to pattern design, how to grade your patterns, which means putting them in different sizes, and how to do it only using free programs. So that's really important because a lot of times it's all like expensive programs that takes a lot of time and effort to learn them in the first place. I have a really foolproof way of doing it and just want to share with y'all. And so that's up right now on my website. But if you catch this video too late, then it's already closed because I only leave it open for 24 hours to 48 hours, depending on how many sign up. And that's just because I'm only one girl from Jersey. And it will just be too much people that I have to help and what have you. So check those out on my website, and thank you for joining me, and I will see y'all on Wednesday. Bye.